Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters, honorable guests. It is indeed a privilege and honor to be invited to the first anniversary celebration of the Philosophical Forum online. This year, the theme will focus on cultural, moral, and spiritual revival and its integration into modern technology as a tool for helping humanity. As of course, an added dimension, something that we did not even think of last year. Although many intellectual leaders and philosophers foresee that it was coming. I'm referring to the pandemic, which, I like it or not, has become part of our lives until a cure is found for COVID-19, which I hope will come soon. It has given us our life with a new additional dimension of reality. The world or the world's cultural, moral, and spiritual are related to one another, each a manifestation of how we live our life. When we speak of cultural, we refer to the way we live our lives, and this includes our song, our dances, our literature, our theater. They may even be the way we eat, our various rituals from birth to death, and how we communicate with each other through languages. Moral is, of course, the way we behave correctly and appropriately. For if we do not act the way to civilize, like men and women should act, and if we are like the lower form of animal, it may not be that are not being able to even be capable of loving and respecting each other. We human beings are the highest form of creation, should therefore act, think, and behave in a manner that show our nobility, respect for one another, understanding, compassion, cooperation, and of course, love is the greatest of all. When we talk our spiritual, we refer to the meaning of life, the purpose of our existence, and the way we relate with a higher being who is responsible for creation, life, and what will come after. In this world, we have our respective religions, and each has a version of the story of why we are here, how we should conduct ourselves, and where we are going after we have breathed our last. Today, we are coping with challenges that come with the pandemic. Let us look beyond our personal interests and limited view of reality. We must look beyond ourselves and realize that we are not alone in this world. There are various cultures, each one reflective of the roots of the people and how they are evolved through time. That we are not the same in the way we speak, dress, eat, and yes, even look. Make life more interesting. After all, variety is the spice of life. This is why tourism is a good economy driven, because we are curious about other people, other places, and other culture. Our respective religions, on the other hand, different they may be from one another, all point come to one source of everything. These various religions should serve as a unifying force, because to be spiritually correct, we should first have basic respect of human rights, human life. Technology, of course, has become a useful tool, especially in communicating, especially at this time when we have to be socially distant from one another. All these apps that allow us to be in touch, whether it's Zoom or WhatsApp or Viber or messenger are a blessing at a time when we could be experiencing loneliness, depression, and frustration. So today, allow me to remind everyone that all is not lost in this world, that the pandemic is temporary state, and yet it has opened up our eyes to the reality that if we do not take care of ourselves, if we abuse nature, and if we fight one another, the worst could happen. The world could even end if we do not stop fighting one another, oppressing our fellow men, and taking advantage of those who have less in life. I wish to reach out to our Muslim brothers and sisters, as well to our Christians in Mindanao and the rest of the Philippines. Let us not lose hope, and let us not forget that we all come from the same God. I am in one with you and in various concerns, especially in coping with the difficulty brought by the pandemic. But before I close, let us remember a few things that would guide us not only in the way we live our lives today, not only under the new normal, but in the future when we have adopted the social, economic, and cultural changes brought about the pandemic. I call them the Princess Isabelle Council. First, we should appreciate the simple things of life because simplicity is happiness. Simplicity means less challenges. Second, let us not forget that nature is powerful. If we keep that in mind, we will not make her angry and she will not retaliate. Nature is good to us in the degree that we are good to her. Third, let us stay united no matter our economy, social, cultural, and spiritual differences. Variety is, like I say, a very special and is the spice of life. Instead of fighting each other because we have different worldview, let us appreciate one another, learn from one another, and adopt when we can from each other the same and make our life more efficient and more beautiful. Fourth, let us make our technology not to destroy the world, but to bridge the gap that exists between among us. Fifth, let's get in touch with our cultural roots. This way we know our past and appreciate it. This is where we may understand why we are who we are today. Six, let us eat the right food. Let us eat more organic, more natural, and let our body be healthy. Not just eat what is delicious, but also have less sweet and less salty. When it comes to eating, let us do in moderation. With this advice, add exercise, workout. Do one wonders. 7. Remember that we create our own happiness. We may have millions of dollars in our pocket. Of course, that would be good, but does not mean that is enough. What is more important is whether we have more or we have less in life. We are able to smile, to laugh, and sing to the music that is inside us. 8. Let's give us one another the chance to be themselves. By this, I don't mean that we can do everything we want, even to the detriment of others. No, I mean is each one has the right to make a choice. Let us respect individuals and the way they want to live their life. 9. Let us have more love, more compassion, and more understanding. Patience with each other is essential. It's the best formula whether you are husband and wife, you are colleague in your profession, whether you are neighbors, you are friend. And finally, the 10, and this is basic. And this has been said a millions of times throughout the century. It is the golden rule of life, and is the best rule of living. Give, and you will be given more. Love that love comes back to you. For every smile that we give, we get another smile. Yes, my dear brothers and sisters, and all of you, treat others as good as you treat yourself. I know there are difficult times today as the pandemic has ended, affected our life, but let's not lose hope. We will overcome this difficulty and challenges. Let us persevere and hope for the better time to come soon. Please rest assured that I'm one of you in the struggle and challenges. My prayers are with you, and I trust that you are all making the best of the situation allow us to do. When this is all over, I'll be very happy, glad to visit the Philippines and meet you. Again, congratulations on the first anniversary of the World Philosophical Forum. Thank you very much for your invitation and the honor and privilege of being part of this successful celebration. Mabuhay, and may love and compassion reign in our heart. Thank you very much. Good night.